Well, here we are again. Mother, Stan, passers by. Yes, bit of a biggie tonight, innit? Eh? Scientific evidence for the existence of God. Yes, a definite biggie. Yes, we'll make a change from all the usual frivolity I come out, won't it? Eh? Yes. Well, first off, I need to lay my cards on the table. What I'm arguing for on this. It's not the opposite of what I believe, but it's some distance away. There is clear blue water between what I'm arguing for and what I actually believe. But sometimes it's good to stand in the other fellow's shoes. It gives you a different perspective on life. So, you know, actually see things a different way. I've tried it in other spheres as well. When I was in a band, yeah, I've got to get the plug in for the band. Oh, there we are. Hey, yeah. I used to write breakup songs, you know, I finish with a girl, you know, I write a song about it, you know, yeah, woe is me, woe is me. And on one occasion, I wrote a song from her point of view about me. I thought, oh, that'd be interesting, like just, take a look at yourself, you know. And the ensuing ditty, you lying, cheating, fat, ugly bastard. I don't think it made the top 10. I don't know, I'm not sure. I'd have to check it, but yeah, you know. Take a different perspective from occasion, you know, it's good for the soul. Yeah, religion. Yeah, now what fascinates me about religion is not so much the God thing, it's the human thing. You know, it's like, it sort of exposes the psychologies of people. It's very interesting to see, you know, how people, you know, I mean, for example, I saw a guy on telly a few years back arguing that there were dinosaurs on the ark. You know, I mean, I'm not thinking, why does this guy believe this? I'm thinking, why does this guy need to believe this? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a fascinating subject, but anyway, we best get on. I'm going to run out of time. So what I'm going to present tonight is 7 pieces of evidence. Now, the first 5, I freely admit, are very circumstantial. You know, a bit flimsy possibly, I don't know, but if you think about circumstantial evidence, there's enough of it, you know, you can make a case. The last two bits of evidence are a bit more weighty, and for someone like myself who is lost to the cause, a little bit scary. Anyway, let's get underway. So the first thing, the seasons. Now, I was always under the impression that celestial bodies, you know, everything spinning around in space, spun on a wobble. I mean, I thought that was just the way it is, you know. Apparently not. The scientific view of the fact that the Earth wobbles is because we got hit by something in the past, and it, you know, don't know. Maybe. But also, just think about it. If you were making the Earth, if you were creating the Earth, and you finished it, and you think, you know, everyone on it is going to get the same climate all the time. So why not just give it a little nudge? I think it rotates, or it wobbles through about 24 degrees. Just give it a little nudge, and you know, what do you get? Well, you get snow in winter. You get the excuse me. You get the spring flowers, balmy summer days, the colours of the fall, and back to snow again. It's wonderful. It brings some wonderful variety to our lives, you know. So yeah, I mean, you know, again, it's circumstantial, but you know, it hints towards a creator. I mean, that is what you would do, isn't it? You know, it's a little nudge, and enriches our lives wonderfully. Okay, number two, total eclipse of the sun. Yeah, the moon exactly fits the sun. Yeah, it's almost like a signature, isn't it? You know, like as Constable signed the Haywain, or Turner signed one of his pictures. You know, it's almost like, you know, God saying, right, yeah, I've made this wonderful planet, and you know, I'm just going to a little signature. I'm just going to, you know, the eclipses are going to be, you know, maybe, you know, maybe not. I don't know. Okay, what do we got next? Consciousness. Yeah, consciousness. Now, self-awareness. You know, we have this wonderful thing. You know, this, but where does it come from? Because you know, our brains are just like, you know, an organic mass with all these, you know, electric, whatever you call them, fizzing through it. You know, where does the consciousness come from? You know, it's like my fridge. My fridge has got electricity pumping through it all day. You know, I've not had any discussions with it. You know, although my toaster's told me a few decent jokes of late. Yeah, he's a very funny toaster, my little companion in the kitchen. Now No, consciousness, even thought. You know, I mean, really, what life should be is just, you know, plants. You know, you just sit around growing. You know, in fact, I still do a lot of that. Hey, but yeah, it's a wonderful consciousness, thought. You know, where does it come from? You know, we take it for granted. We do it every second we're awake, but you know, where does it come from? Yeah, amazing. Next up, gravity. Now, as far as I'm aware, and I may be wrong in this, science cannot explain gravity. Now let me demonstrate. Yeah, I have just demonstrated gravity. Yeah, the fact I'm sat here. Gravity. You know, the fact that we're not all thousands of atoms flying out through space. Gravity. Yeah, it's you know, if you were creating something, well, you need it, wouldn't you? You'd make it. Yeah, it's almost like gravity is like the glue of creation. Yeah, and I've never really explained. You know, where does it come from? Who knows? Okay, the last of the circumstantial evidence, the Big Bang. Now here, I am talking from the heart. I am talking what I actually think. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Big Bang, yeah. Apparently, again, I may have this wrong, all the matter in the universe, the entire universe, used to be in a space, you know, about that big. Yeah. Now, I just don't buy that, you know. I mean, you couldn't even get my ass into a thing like that. Never mind the whole blinking universe, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to be crude, but, you know, I mean, no, I've never bought the Big Bang Theory. I mean, I say to scientists, come up with something better. You know, it's almost more like to have been created to me than, you know, all that. Anyway, let's move on. The weightier ones, yeah, the weightier bits of evidence. Okay, well, first off is quantum particles. Now, quantum particles don't always behave as they should. I mean, everything you see around you, you know, is subject to laws of physics. Everything out in space, everything on the planet, everything follows these laws quite rigidly. Quantum particles are a bit of a law unto themselves, you know. And I was watching a program a few years back. I think it was a Horizon or Arena or something of that ilk. And there was a thing on it, this article on it about this this experiment they were doing in like a chamber, and they were firing these particles, and they were supposed to split into two. And I think, if my memory serves me right, what was actually happening was it was splitting into three. And all the scientists are stood around going, oh, well, you know, this shouldn't be happening, you know. So they put a monitor into the experiment. You know, this is the crux of the thing now. They put a monitor into the experiment and switched it on, and of course, what immediately happens is the particles revert to what they should be doing, splitting into two. So they take the monitor out, they split into three again. You know, in, two, in, out, and so forth. And you know, this made me think. I mean, the science guy on the television, you know, I thought, well, you know, this is what's going on here. I mean, is there some sort of intelligence at work here? You know, this thing, something seems to be aware of this monitor. I don't know if there's some sort of, you know, something to do with this monitor got an electromagnetic field or something affecting it. I don't know, but it almost implies there was some sort of intelligence going on. Now, I know this isn't really pointing towards God, but what it is pointing to is like, I don't know, other realms, you know. I'm going to sound like a bit of a weirdo now, aren't I? But, you know, it's pointing something beyond our knowledge, you know, something beyond what we accept. You know, a little bit spooky, you know. I mean, what was going on there? You know, it was, you know, spooky. Okay, let's come to the last one then, and this is the weightiest bit of evidence. And what is it? It'll come to me in a moment. Yes, there is a number at the centre of the universe. No, I don't mean the geographical centre. I mean, you know, the sort of life centre, if you like. A great long, huge number. And for life to exist, or for the conditions for life to exist in our universe, you know, to exist themselves, this number has to be exactly as it is. If one digit was one out, we would not exist. It's as simple as this. Great long, huge number, you know. So what conclusions do we draw from this? Well, simply, if there was only ever one universe, and he just happened to have this number, you know, the odds of that happening are just too great. It can be ruled out, really. So that leaves us, you know, within our current sphere of knowledge, with three options. There is an infinite number of universes consecutive, one after another. There is an infinite number of universes, I've forgotten the word, concurrent, all existing at the same time, you know. Or the third option, you know, the very real option in this instance, is that the universe was created. Yeah. Who knows? I mean, we could all be in a test tube somewhere. I don't know, but yeah, I mean that is a very real option here. You know, really, by our current level of understanding, it's got to be one of those three things, and a big player is creation. Yeah. So who knows? Who knows? But yes, there we are. Well, I think I'm done. Yeah. It's like I say, it's interesting taking the you know, the other chap's point of view and arguing it. You know, it's got to think like, didn't Riker do it once in Star Trek? You know, didn't he prosecute Picard, or was it Data? I can't remember, but yeah, it's it's good for the soul. Okay, I hope that was of interest to people, and I shall say good night and anarchy in peace. I'm going to return to my heathen existence now. Yes, all the best.